Welcome back to Game Day Jays. I'm your host, Nick Jambrozik. And after coming off yet another series win in Oakland, I was curious to see how this team would stack up against a really good ball club in the Milwaukee Brewers. And I mean, our starting pitching has been the best it's been all season long. The last six starts from them have just been incredible, to say the least. Probably leading the majors. I haven't looked up that stat, but 0, 1, or 2 runs a game. They've just been on another level. And, our bats are slowly coming around. Like I talked about last video, some situational hitting's becoming a little bit better, and we're getting some key guys to step up at key moments to help get that job done. But it's still not where we want them to be, and that's what I wanted to see. Can our bats stay hot to pick up these starting pitchers that have been doing great? And just before we dive into to last night's game, I just want to touch a bit on the Oakland series since I kind of missed some games over the weekend. First things first, I need to tip my cap to a couple players, and that first one goes to Kevin Gausman. Kevin Gausman, what an absolute start. Complete game shutout. Tip of the cap. I'm not even wearing one, but I'm giving you the double tip because that was insane. I was ready to break the TV if they didn't let you go out for that 9th inning. I am so happy they did, and I am so happy for you because that was a monumental achievement, especially in today's game where not many guys even make it past 7. So Kevin Gausman, fantastic. Chris Bassett, tipping my cap to you as well. It was a special game for you too. I mean, this is gonna be the last series the Toronto Blue Jays ever play at the Coliseum. And this is a home where Chris Bassett has cemented his name. I mean, he's one of the greatest Oakland A's pitchers of all time. And what did he do on his last start on the mound there? He went 8 innings strong, 1 earned run, and that really was not even the other team getting to him. He threw a pass ball. But another beautiful performance. He even got to take a little bit of the dirt home with him, knowing that he's probably never going to be on that mound again. So, a little bit emotional for him, but I'm glad that he got to get that job done. Too bad we couldn't get him the dub because we just love hanging curveballs and breaking pitches down the middle. And IKF, I'm saying it over and over and over again, best player on the damn team. He showed up in Oakland, balled out big time. Guy is on a heater right now. Let's hope we can keep that up. And last thing about that series is Yusei Kikuchi for showing all of us Toronto fans, especially the Leaf fans, that we can lay a damn body. I'm sure the Leafs were on the phone with him afterwards, calling him up, like, "Hey, we need your help on defense." But yeah, let's move on to last night's game. I was, tossing and turning as to what the most exciting part was. Was it the baseball, or was it watching Chris Bassett try to get a bat stuck out of the net? Because honestly, I think that was a bit more exciting than last night's game. We still had another good pitching performance, from the starter, Jose Barrios, but it wasn't his best game by far. His fastball was down a few clicks in velo, and his breaking ball was just lifeless. They were talking about it after the game too, but you could just tell it didn't have that sharp downwards bite that we're used to seeing from him, and it was just kind of hanging and sliding to the side rather than going 12-6, even though he doesn't throw a 12-6 curve, but it just was not an effective pitch. And of course, one thing not only him, but this entire team needs to stop doing is hanging breaking balls over the damn plate. Seems like every single game we're hanging at least one, and it's being taken for a home run. It's driving me nuts. I'm going through a wall, and this team has to correct that ASAP because we cannot keep giving up these solo home runs or 2-3 run home runs to pitches we should not be throwing. Pitchers, be better. But other than that, we're doing a pretty damn good job on the mound. He still did a good job, Barrios, keeping us in the game. But the one thing I really didn't get was John Schneider's plan. Going into that 6th inning, we had 1 out, 1st and 3rd, and Barrios is about mid-90s pitch count at this point. You got a guy coming up to the plate who already took Jose deep once during the game, And you knew that a double play would get you to the inning. But what do? You leave him out there, and the guy hits, a shallow sac fly, cashes the guy from third. Davis Schneider really needs to do a better job with his arm in the outfield. I know he's not necessarily the best defensive guy out there. He always looks a little awkward, but hey, he tries his hardest, and that's all we can ask for. But man, that was not a deep ball at all. I know they had a fast guy on third. You got to throw him out. But back to Schneider's decision. You had Pop warming up in the bullpen, and he came in very next at bat. This is a guy that notoriously gets ground ball outs. When you need a ground ball for a double play to get out of the inning, why the fuck are you not putting Pop in? I did not understand that move at all. We could have saved a run, which could have made it easier to come back in that ball game, even though our bats were absolutely dead. But coming back from 1 run is sure as hell easier than coming back from 2. So I didn't really get that. But yeah, moving on. I mean, Pop and Little, they did their job. Pop only threw that 1 out. He got a strikeout, and Little was good for the 2 innings that he came in. So, I mean, the pen is slowly getting better, and they're complementing that starting pitching. But speaking of offense, like, we had 4 hits last night. 4. And 1 was a bunt. And the other 2 came from a guy that we just called up. And that's actually something that I was excited about. I was excited to see Spencer Horwitz be called up and put in the lineup because the guy's been tearing up AAA. But the one thing I didn't really get is, why did we DFA Cavan Biggio? I get it. There's a lot of Biggio haters. I like the guy. I guess Toronto just wasn't the right fit for him. I would have liked to see him get, solid couple months of day-to-day playing time, because I feel like he's the type of guy that needs to play every day consistently for a longer period of time to really get in the rhythm and into the feel of things. But it's just not the case with how we've built this team this year and in years past. And I don't get why we sent him down over Danny Burgers. I mean, I will take a utility player that can play any position on the field any given night, and he's a good defensive player. His bat is still probably better than Danny Burgers. All you Danny Burgers lovers out there, I really don't get where your mindset's coming from. You're saying he's a good hitter. Sure, he hit against the 2 worst teams in the MLB, and he's done nothing against any other team. Nothing. I really don't understand. Like, it blows my mind how this guy is still on our roster and how we can choose to DFA Biggio over getting rid of him. At least Biggio can pinch run. I know Horwitz can too now. Like, whatever. That's why we brought him up, because he can do everything. But he's going to be our day-to-day second baseman. And when he's already in the game, Biggio's nice to come off the bench to compliment someone. And I could go on for days talking about that, but it just does not make sense to me. I wish Biggio all the best. Maybe we'll see him come up again later throughout the year, but someone could pick him up. So whatever happens to him, I wish him all the best, because I did like him. But yeah, hopefully, I mean, other than that, the only good thing about last night offensively was we didn't strike out much. I think we had 5 strikeouts, but after the 5th inning, we went down in order every single inning up until Horwitz hit with 2 outs in the 9th. That's just unacceptable. Like, we did not do the best job at the plate working this guy's pitch count. I think through 7, like when he came out for the 7th inning, he was at 70 pitches. Like, that is just not something that can happen. We got to take longer at bats. We got to have a better approach, and we really got to do a better job getting to the bullpen. But hey, like, we lost the first game of the series. Milwaukee's a really good team. And who knows, this might just be a part of the streak that we're having, not playing good in the first game, opening up a series. So we've done it for the last couple series. Hopefully tonight we can string some hits together and go for a big dub. We got Yusei Kikuchi on the mound. He's been throwing great lately against Rodriguez, who's 0-0 with no ERAs. So we'll see how that goes. Normally we don't do too well against guys we've never seen before, but we did a good job against that guy in Chicago, who we saw for the first time. So let's keep that going. I'm just going to go through the lineup quick, too, because we got Spencer Horwitz leading things off. I like that move a lot. Danny Jansen hitting second. Guerrero, Bichette, 3-4. And then Varsho, Turner, Springer, IKF, Kiermaier. That lineup sounds like a big dub, and I will be back on air after the game, breaking all things down. We'll go a little more in depth. And I just want to say thank you again for watching. Hope you guys like the content. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks again, and have a great day.